Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I wanted to talk about something very important. And this topic ties into how Satan and his earthly narcissists and psychopaths are ruining everything they can on this earth. And one of the places they started with is the relationships between men and women. And the family unit. And the reason why they focus so much on not only destroying the family unit, but encouraging people to only have families with psychopaths and narcissists. Oh yes. You think I'm kidding? Those that run the show want as many of you as possible to only have families with narcissists and psychopaths. Just like we've talked about. Your narcissist's mother or father is no different than the narcissists that run this world. The only difference is money and power. And it's extremely common for a narcissist parent to discourage their children to have friends that are decent people and to date someone that means them well. But if your narcissist parent or parents can sniff out you have a narcissist friend or you are dating someone they believe to be a narcissist just like they are, they will invite this new person that you are dating to every family function and treat them like gold. So you will commit to this person and have a family with them. Now your narcissist parent or parents do this yes because they are evil. But they want to live a lifetime on your misery and pain. And the narcissists that run this world want to do the same thing for the same reasons. But in order to bring about the end times, they have to bring about as much evil upon the earth as humanly possible. Because nutjobs want to trigger back the coming of Jesus Christ. Quite simply because someone told them that Satan has a chance at winning whatever fight they are going to try to make happen against Jesus Christ. No joke. There are nutjobs in this world that think like this. And a great many of them are the ones that write the script on how society is supposed to be run. And one of the ways to get as much evil to happen on this earth as possible is to discourage you to be with someone that loves Jesus and someone that loves you. But instead to be with a child of Satan. You see. Both men and women are being programmed with this junk. But there is a difference, and this is a difference that can't be ignored. I was asked a question in the comment section that I didn't have a chance to get to yet. But I will get to it right here and now. And the question was somewhere along the lines of why do men pick women based on looks? And here's the answer this person might not like or might not want to see as being true. The societal narcissists. Those that write the script on how society is supposed to go. Has literally priced 95% of men out of the dating market so they can't pick anyone. And the data and stats are there. Most women. Not all. Not all. But most women are in a relationship. And most men are not. Meaning. Even good-looking men can't get a date or a woman to even talk to them. Not because they don't have a great personality or because they have a bad personality. But because they're not rich. You see. Yes. There are men that if things were reversed and women were throwing themselves at them all day every day, they would indeed pick women based on looks. Because as I've mentioned before, narcissism goes both ways. But you have to take a step back for a second and not argue the man-woman thing and see that men and women are being pit against one another. And how these evil societal narcissists did such a thing is they made the hard-working 9-to-5 man as being seen as not good enough, broke, a loser, boring, and someone that is easy to lose interest in. But they prop up the psychopath rich guy that is driving a $500,000 luxury car. With no question if he believes in Jesus Christ. With no question if he's a decent man or he will treat you decently. All that is looked at is can he keep his woman from getting bored by taking her to one expensive place after the next. Remember the Ecclesiastes video I did a couple videos back? Where in the Bible it talks about going after things that has nothing to do with God. That includes men having relationships with women and women having relationships with men. But guess what society says? The opposite of the Bible. And I wonder why. Maybe because they are trying to shape an evil world to trigger Jesus to come back because they in their mind think Satan has a chance. And besides this so-called high-value man that women are told they have to go for, otherwise they have somehow failed in life. They are told to, if they can't get a so-called high-value man, to date a criminal. And if you are honest with yourself, you know I'm telling the truth. So much so, most of these so-called high-value men out there are fake wannabes that are scamming people in schemes and fraud. Also, they can front to be a successful businessman and chase these women solely for their looks. And the other criminals that women are told to date are men that are in prison for deleting several people. Armed robbery, carjackings. You name it, they've done it. But society says he's a good man. Meanwhile, there is a man down the street that works at the grocery store. That is better looking. That is kind and would treat her right. And most importantly, he loves Jesus. But he's too boring. Do you see the brainwashing that happens here and why it happens? Again, men and women are no better than one another. But you have to understand, the societal narcissists know the game and how to play it and how to play people. Case in point, this not so nice guy behind me. And we've talked about his case before. But it just came back up in the news cycle because he was finally charged with the deletion of his wife that was visiting him in prison. As they have a little apartment thing connected to prison. They let you have visits, I guess, with inmates. As if you are kinda sorta living with them for a weekend in this apartment thingy. Well, his wife is no longer living and he was finally charged. And interestingly enough, I believe at this same prison, another woman was deleted allegedly the same way. Look. In the Bible it tells us to be fruitful and multiply. Why do you think that is? More than likely so the glory of God can continue and continue and continue. Because if you have families that have God in them, and they have kids and their kids have kids and so forth and so on, Jesus's name and worship of Jesus Christ will spread far and wide. Well, what do you think happens when you mate with demons that walk this earth? Narcissists and psychopaths that are evil to the core. That's right. Evil will increase and the love of Jesus Christ doesn't get passed down. And here's the other thing too. In some of these situations, we know that narcissists will end up with other narcissists. And they will sometimes date or marry another narcissist that is a criminal. So they can use them as their own personal attack dog. And then they can get them in trouble by calling the police on them if they step out of line. But it's the narcissist couples that do this to make the regular woman feel like she's missing out on something and she's not living on the edge enough. So they ignore the man that God probably put right in front of them. And went with a criminal that has deleted several people and robbed a dozen more. Or she went with a man that society says is a good provider. Now again, are there men that get trapped by the looks of some of these toxic demonic women that have every plastic surgery done to them in the book? Yes. But what I will say is this. And those of you that know I love to use the Rocky movies as references for a great many things we talk about here. Go and watch the scenes with Adrian, his soon-to-be wife, here on this platform. They are everywhere. They are easy to find. And even in the scenes where she is frumpy in her awkward-looking glasses and grandma-looking clothes, you can tell she has a heart of gold. And if you go to the comment section, you will see and hear from thousands of men saying they wish they could have a woman like Adrian in their life. You see, both men and women can be tempted by the same things. But just like Satan knew, if you want to ruin the family, you have to go after and corrupt the woman. Because if you corrupt the woman, the man will either follow. Like some of these goofball knuckleheads becoming scammers also, they can get a date with another scammer. The logic they are using or lack thereof is insane. But if they don't follow along into that pit of evil, they will just become invisible by society. Men of all ranges. There are men, decent men, that can't get a date. But yet this guy in prison for all kinds of horrible crimes had a wife wanting to spend the weekend with him still after all of that. I don't know if this woman was evil just like this man is. Or if she was just brainwashed by this evil man and society. I don't know. But either way, she didn't deserve to lose her life at the hands of this guy allegedly. They want us to be surrounded by evil. They want us to be surrounded by evil. The media could easily say that finding a man that loves Jesus Christ is the way to go. And find a man that is hard-working and that loves you. They could promote staying together, and even if you are bored at times, it's better to be bored with someone that loves you and that you love than to end up with someone that is evil to the core. But they don't. Why? Because just like your narcissist parent, they want to steer you into the direction of everyone that will ruin, if not end, your life. And yes, they are doing it for fuel and supply. But they also are doing it to shape an evil society and an evil world. Because their plan doesn't work so well when you have people full of Jesus's love having families and relationships with one another. Something to think about. I will put a link for this news story in the box below if you want to read more about it. I thank you all for your comments. I haven't had a chance to get to them all yet, but I'm working on it. I thank you all for your support, love and prayers. You all mean so much to me. I really mean that. Well, that's all I have for today. I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.